Did you know some of Hollywood's most famous faces carry African roots that many fans never knew? From blockbuster actors to popular TV stars, here's a lineup of 20 celebrities whose surprising Black heritage adds even more depth to their stories. 1. Carol Channing. Carol Channing's story is filled with unexpected twists. With her bright blonde hair and fair complexion, few would guess that this Broadway icon had African ancestry. For most of her career, Carol kept her heritage a closely guarded secret. Carol only learned about her background at 16 when her mother revealed that her father was part Black. Instead of feeling conflicted, Carol embraced this newfound aspect of her identity, which gave her a sense of pride and strength as a performer. She felt it deepened her character, allowing her to bring even more energy and confidence to the stage. However, Carol understood the tough reality of the entertainment world at the time. She was aware that if her mixed-race heritage became public, it might limit the roles available to her and even impact her success. Given the era's biases, she knew that her acting career might be judged more on her background than on her talent. She made the difficult decision to keep her heritage private, aiming to focus her image solely on her artistry. Passing as white allowed her to thrive in a competitive industry without the constraints others might impose on her based on race. Carol's talents shined in her famous role in Hello, Dolly and countless other performances. She worked alongside legends like Louis Armstrong, and her influence stretched beyond Broadway. Carol was involved in political causes, often using her platform to support social issues, proving that her impact reached far beyond the stage. As she grew older, Carol opened up more about her background, reflecting on how it had shaped her identity and career choices. Her heritage was a private strength that she carried through every performance, reminding her of the resilience and confidence that had guided her career. 2. Carmen Ejogo. Carmen Ejogo, the talented British actress, carries a rich cultural background. With a Nigerian father and a Scottish mother, her heritage has deeply influenced both her identity and her career. Although her lighter complexion and European features might surprise some, she proudly embraces her African roots. Carmen has openly shared how her father's Nigerian influence shaped her sense of self, though she's also faced unique hurdles in the entertainment industry because of her mixed-race background. Starting her career at a young age, Carmen took on roles that displayed her versatility and talent. At just 11, she appeared alongside David Bowie in Absolute Beginners and later hosted a children's show on Disney Channel. In her 20s, Carmen's career brought her to the United States, where she played roles in films like Metro and Boycott, where she portrayed Coretta Scott King. She later reprised this role in the acclaimed film Selma, a major turning point in her acting journey. Despite these accomplishments, Carmen's career wasn't without challenges. Hollywood's limited view of race and beauty standards often affected the types of roles she was offered, making it harder to find leading roles, especially in genres like romantic comedies or period dramas. Carmen has discussed how directors would sometimes comment on her appearance, questioning if she looked ethnic enough for certain parts or what to do with her naturally curly hair. These interactions highlighted the biases in the industry, but also shaped her resilience and determination. Over time, she found a niche in genre films, where her talent continued to shine. Now in her 40s, Carmen feels more confident and empowered. She is proud to represent biracial women in Hollywood, especially as the industry begins to recognize the importance of diverse talent. Carmen has also expressed her interest in returning to the UK to explore projects that connect her more closely with her heritage. For her, acting is about embracing new perspectives and choosing roles that both challenge and motivate her. 3. Slash. Slash, the renowned guitarist of Guns N' Roses, grew up in a unique cultural mix that shaped his perspective on life. His mother, a Black fashion designer, and his father, a white artist, introduced him to an environment rich in creativity and diversity. Though he didn't speak much about his biracial identity, it was always a part of him. He preferred to let his music define him, focusing on his passion without feeling the need to label himself. From a young age, music became Slash's true calling. While his background might have provided an interesting narrative, his primary concern was mastering his guitar skills. He gravitated toward rock, but also respected the roots of blues, a genre that influenced him and held cultural significance in Black music history. His love for music transcended categories, and he approached it as simply Slash, the musician. As part of Guns N' Roses, Slash's talents propelled the band to global fame. His intense guitar riffs and unmistakable style, including his iconic top hat, became symbols of his rebellious spirit. His music blended influences and challenged traditional rock boundaries, making him a standout figure in the rock world. Although his heritage might have contributed to his worldview, he didn't let it define his artistry or feel pressured to explain his background. However, race did surface in his career at times. One Guns N' Roses song, One in a Million, sparked backlash for its offensive language, which many found unacceptable. Decades later, when the album was reissued, the band chose to exclude the track. Slash supported the decision, recognizing that the song's tone no longer matched their values and wasn't necessary for their legacy. He felt the band's growth reflected changing times, and he saw no need to hold on to something that contradicted their evolving message. Through it all, Slash has stayed true to his love of music, letting his art speak louder than any label or expectation. 4. The Rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson launched his career in professional wrestling, proudly stepping into the spotlight just like his father, Rocky Johnson, who was a groundbreaking figure as one of WWE's first black champions. Bringing unmatched charisma and energy, Dwayne quickly gained a devoted fan base in the wrestling world, later transforming his popularity into a successful career in Hollywood. Known for roles in blockbusters like Fast and Furious, Jumanji, and Red Notice, he has not only become a box office favorite, but also an icon with global appeal, thanks in part to his rich and diverse heritage. Dwayne's background connects him to two deeply rooted cultures. On his father's side, he has ties to the Black Nova Scotian community, a group formed by Black loyalists and freed slaves who established themselves in Nova Scotia, Canada, after the American Revolution. This connection gives Dwayne a powerful link to African American history and the strength of a resilient community that has left a lasting influence on his family. On his mother's side, Dwayne is Samoan, and he proudly carries the traditions and values passed down through his mother, Ata Mavaya. Coming from a line of respected Samoan leaders, his heritage emphasizes community, respect, and family bonds. Dwayne has embraced his Samoan background throughout his life and often honors it publicly, whether through tattoos that tell his family's story or by participating in cultural rituals that celebrate his roots. With both African Canadian and Samoan backgrounds, Dwayne represents a blend of cultures that has enriched his life and career. His dual heritage adds depth to his global appeal, making him relatable to fans worldwide and allowing him to represent strength and resilience from multiple communities. 5. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson has become a celebrated actress in Hollywood, known for her roles in Westworld and Marvel Cinematic Universe films. With an Afro-Panamanian father and a Mexican mother, Tessa grew up blending two unique heritages, each shaping her understanding of identity and pride. Tessa's father influenced her connection to her Black identity, instilling a sense of belonging within her African heritage. Her mother, though not Black, deeply encouraged Tessa to take pride in her appearance and identity as a Black woman. Tessa's maternal grandfather, also of Mexican descent, had faced his challenges, being a performer of color during a time when opportunities were limited. This led him to avoid using Spanish at home in hopes that his family would blend more easily into mainstream society. Despite this, Tessa's mother raised her to cherish her features, culture, and individuality, encouraging her to confidently embrace her looks when others didn't fully understand them. One of Tessa's experiences involved her mother supporting her choice to keep her natural curls. She initially introduced her to a relaxer, but ultimately respected her decision to keep her hair as it was. This act, among others, taught Tessa to see the beauty in all parts of herself. Navigating Hollywood as a woman of both Black and Mexican heritage has been both empowering and complex. Tessa has shared how her background gives her a broader view of culture, identity, and representation in media. The support and freedom her mother gave her to explore and accept her dual background profoundly shaped her confidence and resilience as an artist and individual. 6. Nicolette Robinson. Nicolette Robinson's heritage is as multifaceted as her career. With African American and Ashkenazi Jewish roots, her background has influenced her personal identity and acting journey. Growing up in Los Angeles, she was raised by a Jewish mother and a Black father, and her family celebrated both Christian and Jewish traditions, immersing her in a richly blended cultural environment. This duality has played a significant role in shaping her outlook and connecting her to roles that resonate with themes of race, identity, and culture. As a Black Jewish woman in Hollywood, Nicolette's background allows her to approach her characters with a deep understanding of complex identities and layered histories. She has often expressed gratitude for her upbringing, which instilled a profound sense of pride in all parts of who she is. Nicolette is also a talented singer. A special moment came when she and her husband, Leslie Odom Jr., performed the Hanukkah song Ma Oz Zur, sharing a piece of her heritage with fans. For Nicolette, her mixed background is not just an aspect of her life. It's a source of strength and creativity, enhancing her artistry and deepening her connection to the roles she chooses. 7. Heather Locklear. Heather Locklear, known for her work in Hollywood, carries a heritage that few people know about. She has African American and Native American roots, which connect her to the Lumbee community of North Carolina. The name Locklear actually originates from the Tuscarora language, symbolizing her family's ties to Native American culture. The Lumbee are a prominent group in North Carolina, with a rich history as a Native American community. This group, with approximately 40,000 members, is noted for its multiracial background, blending European, African, and Native American ancestry. Although they embrace a Native American identity today, their mixed heritage stems from centuries of intermarriage within their communities and sometimes outside of them. Historically, communities like the Lumbee faced a unique set of challenges, particularly with laws that restricted their social and racial identities. In the early 20th century, terms like triracial isolates were used to classify similar groups, such as the Melungeons in Tennessee and the Brass Ankles in South Carolina. Though sometimes misunderstood, these groups represent the rich, often hidden diversity within American history. Heather Locklear's heritage connects her to this layered cultural tapestry, blending African American, Native American, and European ancestry. While she is recognized for her Hollywood career, her family roots tell a deeper story of resilience, community, and history. 8. Tyga. Tyga's heritage reflects a blend of African American and Vietnamese cultures. With a Vietnamese mother and African American father, Tyga has openly shared pride in both sides of his family's background. Growing up in California, he experienced this blend of cultures in everyday life and has spoken about embracing his full identity, even when others focus more on his Asian heritage. Often people assume Tyga's background is solely Vietnamese based on his appearance. However, he's been clear that his identity is shaped by both his African American and Vietnamese roots. This blend influences his music, style, and the way he approaches the world, setting him apart in the industry. Starting his career in the mid-2000s, Tyga quickly caught attention with his unique style and music, creating hit singles and collaborations with top names in hip-hop. His journey highlights his determination to remain true to himself, using his platform to show that identity is more than what others assume. It's about honoring all parts of one's heritage. 9. Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza, known for her unique humor and standout roles in shows like Parks and Recreation, has a cultural background that many might not guess at first glance. With Puerto Rican heritage from her father and Irish roots from her mother, Aubrey has often felt a complex connection to her mixed background. Growing up in a home filled with influences from both sides, she experienced the richness of her heritage, though her lighter skin sometimes created a feeling of distance from her Latina roots. Aubrey has expressed that others' assumptions about her background have impacted her personally and professionally. While she has won awards for diversity, she's mentioned how odd it can feel to receive such recognition when others often assume she's simply Caucasian. She recalls how people's expectations of what a Latina should look like created a disconnect at times, making her feel hesitant to fully claim her heritage. In Hollywood, Aubrey has found her appearance often limits the types of roles she's offered. Her character in The To-Do List, for example, was portrayed as white, and many of her roles don't reflect her true background. Although her lighter complexion has brought her opportunities, she has acknowledged that it complicates her sense of identity. Aubrey has used her platform to talk about these experiences, hoping to bring greater awareness to how diversity isn't always what people might expect. Her journey highlights the challenges many biracial individuals face as they navigate cultural connections and assumptions. 10. Jessica Zohr. Jessica Zohr, best known for her role as Vanessa on Gossip Girl, has a background that's often misunderstood. Although many assume she's of solely European descent, her heritage is a mix, with her mother being African American. This background has shaped her experiences in Hollywood, where she frequently faces the challenge of being cast in racially ambiguous roles due to her appearance. Growing up, Jessica was aware that her background made her different, and navigating this identity hasn't always been straightforward. She has mentioned how the entertainment industry often puts people in specific boxes, And for Jessica, this has meant being cast in roles that don't always reflect her roots. While she has a look that might allow for varied roles, she doesn't often get to portray characters that align closely with her African American heritage, a part of her identity that she values deeply. Jessica has also spoken about how Hollywood sometimes struggles to understand and portray biracial identities fully. This issue has left her with a mix of flexibility and frustration. She has been able to secure a variety of roles, but not always ones that allow her to represent her full identity. Despite these challenges, her role in Gossip Girl gave her significant exposure, and she has continued to build her career with appearances in other shows and films. Jessica remains determined to embrace her heritage fully, advocating for greater inclusivity in Hollywood. She's passionate about seeing more representation for actors of mixed backgrounds and looks forward to roles that genuinely resonate with her identity. For her, this journey has brought both rewards and struggles, but she's committed to staying true to herself and hopes to inspire more understanding and acceptance in the industry. 11. Halsey. Halsey, a biracial artist with a black father and a white mother, often faces assumptions about her background due to her fair skin. This has led to complex feelings for her, and she's frequently spoken about how her appearance influences others' perceptions. Many people mistake her for being solely white, which has brought unique challenges as she navigates her identity. Halsey acknowledges that her lighter skin shields her from some forms of discrimination, yet she also feels a distance from fully connecting with her black heritage. She's experienced instances where people have dismissed her black identity because of her appearance, something she finds deeply frustrating. However, Halsey recognizes that her experience is different from those who face racial violence more directly and is careful not to claim struggles that aren't her own. She's also shared the impact of these complexities on her family, including her younger brother, who has darker skin and has faced bullying because of it. Growing up, he encountered jokes and judgment based on his skin color, which left him feeling uncertain about where he fit in. Halsey feels a sense of guilt, knowing her skin tone has given her certain privileges her brother doesn't experience. Halsey was notably criticized for not speaking out more during the Black Lives Matter protests. She responded by expressing her solidarity, while acknowledging that her experience as a light-skinned person isn't the same as those facing overt discrimination. She doesn't want to overstep by saying "we" in conversations about racial violence, understanding her unique position within the Black community. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you won't miss future content. 12. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle's heritage became a major point of interest when she joined the British royal family, as many were surprised to learn about her biracial background. Her mother, Doria Ragland, is African American, while her father is white. Growing up with parents of different backgrounds provided Meghan with a unique view on identity and race, a subject she's spoken about more openly in recent years. As a child, Meghan often felt she was navigating two worlds. People would sometimes question her background, unable to fit her into a single category. This experience, common among many biracial individuals, taught Meghan to embrace both aspects of her heritage. Over time, she came to see her mixed identity as a meaningful part of who she is. After her royal wedding, conversations around her race intensified, bringing new challenges and scrutiny. As a biracial woman in such a public role, Meghan has faced unique pressures and expectations. She has often spoken out about the complexity of her experience, raising awareness of the challenges many biracial individuals encounter. 13. Cash Warren. Cash Warren may be known as the husband of a famous actress, but his background holds a story that goes deeper than most realize. His roots connect him to the African American community through his father, Michael Warren, a celebrated actor and former basketball player. Although Cash doesn't frequently discuss his racial background, he's proud of his heritage. Many people may not initially realize his connection to the African American community when they meet him, but his identity and experiences have been shaped by his family's background. Growing up in a mixed-race household gave Cash a unique outlook on life. His father's career in both sports and acting brought a variety of cultural influences into their home, helping Cash develop an early appreciation for the richness of diversity. Cash has mentioned how his father's experiences as a black man in America deeply impacted the way he sees the world, instilling in him a strong sense of understanding and respect for others' perspectives. While Cash values his heritage, he sees it as one part of his whole self. His identity extends beyond labels, and he believes in finding balance between embracing his roots and being open to his personal growth. The lessons his father passed down to him remain a guiding influence, reminding him of the importance of character and empathy. Cash Warren continues to carry forward his family's legacy with respect and pride, while defining his own unique path in life. 14. Troyan Belisario. Troyan Belisario has a culturally rich heritage that might surprise many. Her mother brings African American and Creole roots, while her father's background is European. To most, Troyan may not immediately appear to carry such a diverse lineage, which often surprises fans once they learn about her background. Growing up, Troyan experienced life through a blend of cultures, gaining a broad perspective on identity. Although she doesn't frequently discuss her mixed heritage, it is a significant part of her life that influences how she connects with the world. This quiet embrace of her heritage speaks to a confidence and self-assuredness that allows her to navigate her identity on her terms rather than by external expectations or assumptions. In interviews, Troyan has shared that her biracial background helps her understand and connect with others from diverse walks of life, providing a unique sense of balance. Her heritage is indeed a vital part of her identity, influencing her approach to her craft and personal outlook, even if it doesn't take center stage. For Troyan, it's not about living up to societal definitions or categories, but about embracing her whole self. Her connection to her roots gives her a broader outlook on the world, one that continues to shape her journey both on and off screen. 15. Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph grew up in a family that mixed music and multicultural traditions with a heritage that combines African American and Ashkenazi Jewish roots. Her mother was a celebrated singer, and her father brought a rich Jewish background, both of which formed the core of Maya's diverse upbringing. This blend of cultures was a natural part of her world, with creative and cultural influences shaping her from an early age. Growing up, Maya didn't focus on the concept of race. It was simply part of who she was within a family atmosphere filled with love, music, and creativity. As she grew older, Maya became more aware of how society views race and identity differently from how she had experienced it at home. She's spoken about the difficulty of fitting into narrow categories that the world sometimes imposes based on outward appearance. Still, Maya has embraced both her African American and Jewish heritage as an important part of her life and strength. In her work as a comedian and actress, Maya often draws inspiration from her personal background. She brings a unique perspective to her roles, shaped by a life lived across different cultures. This dual identity adds depth to her performances, allowing her to connect with a wide range of experiences and audiences. For Maya, her heritage isn't just a topic in interviews, it's a foundational part of how she interprets the world around her, a lens through which she sees and engages with both her personal life and professional work. 16. Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz, widely recognized as the bassist of a well-loved rock band, has a cultural background that often surprises his fans. While he is known for his rock persona, Pete's heritage includes Afro-Jamaican roots from his mother, Dale Wentz, which has significantly shaped his outlook on life. His appearance might not immediately reveal his African ancestry, leading to a double take when fans learn about his Jamaican heritage, but Pete has always been transparent about his roots in interviews. Raised in Chicago, Pete grew up surrounded by a mix of cultural influences that shaped his identity. His mother's Jamaican background played a meaningful role in his life, even if it wasn't always at the forefront. Stories from his family helped him appreciate a broader cultural perspective, instilling in him a sense of pride in his heritage. Coming from a diverse family helped Pete develop an appreciation for different ways of life, enriching his view of the world and giving him a sense of connection beyond the music industry. This layered understanding allows him to bring depth and empathy into his music and personal life, offering a viewpoint that defies the stereotypes typically associated with rock musicians. 17. Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals, born to an African-American father and an Irish-American mother, has always embraced her rich cultural heritage. After her father passed away when she was young, she was primarily raised by her mother in Chicago. Her background has often surprised fans, who may not immediately recognize her African-American roots, though Beals has openly expressed pride in both sides of her identity. Growing up in a multicultural family gave Jennifer a distinctive perspective on life, often feeling connected to two worlds. This dual heritage has influenced her career in subtle ways. She is frequently cast in roles where her background remains ambiguous, which she finds empowering. Rather than needing to define her identity for others, she believes her ethnicity is her own story to carry. Her personal journey has provided her with a sense of freedom, allowing her to bridge diverse experiences in her work and life. Jennifer's mixed heritage has also informed her acting, adding depth to her roles and connecting her with a broad audience. She has found that navigating between cultures has helped her relate to people from different walks of life, a gift she brings to every character she portrays. Her experiences underscore the strength of her identity, which she carries with confidence and pride. 18. Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller, best known for his iconic role in Prison Break, brought a strong and intelligent character to life on screen. Behind the scenes, however, Miller's background is more layered than many realize. Born to a father with African-American, Jamaican, and British roots, Wentworth's journey with his racial identity has had its complexities. Growing up, he faced the challenge of not fitting neatly into one racial category, which often led to misunderstandings and assumptions. Miller has been candid about the impact of his biracial heritage, noting that he's frequently been perceived as not black enough or not white enough. This experience shaped his view on identity, leaving him without a clear sense of belonging to a single group. Yet, rather than letting this hold him back, he used it to fuel his growth as both an actor and an individual. His story has allowed him to connect with others who feel similarly displaced, and he has become an advocate for those who don't fit easily into societal labels. Through interviews, Wentworth has shared how he came to embrace his background fully. He finds strength in the blend of cultures that make him who he is, recognizing it as a source of uniqueness rather than something that needs to be categorized. Miller sees his heritage as a valuable part of his identity, providing him with depth and resilience, which he brings to his career and public life. By being vocal about his journey, Wentworth Miller has become an important voice for others navigating the complex world of mixed-race identity. 19. Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones grew up in a household that blended two distinct worlds. Her father, Quincy Jones, is an influential African-American music producer, and her mother, actress Peggy Lipton, is of European descent. This mix gave Rashida a unique perspective on race and identity from an early age. She witnessed firsthand how people's perceptions of race can shift, even within her own family. As a child, Rashida noticed that some people didn't believe she was Quincy Jones's daughter simply because she didn't look black enough. This experience brought her to think more deeply about her identity, which she describes as biracial, embracing both her African-American and European roots. However, her journey with her identity hasn't always been simple. Rashida has often expressed that being biracial, she sometimes felt a tug between black and white communities, with people expecting her to choose one identity over the other. Using her platform, she has shared these challenges openly, writing essays and participating in interviews where she speaks on race and the complexity of her experiences. Through her voice, Rashida sheds light on how cultural and racial identity can be multifaceted, resonating with those who navigate similar paths. 20. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, a powerhouse in Hollywood action films, is best known for his distinctive voice and commanding roles on screen. However, many might not know about his multicultural background. Raised in New York by his mother and African-American stepfather, Diesel grew up in a diverse environment that influenced his outlook on identity and race. Diesel has kept aspects of his heritage private, but acknowledges that his upbringing around various cultures shaped him. He's mentioned that questions about his racial background come up frequently, and his response is to simply identify with everything. By embracing his mixed roots without limiting himself to one label, Diesel exemplifies how a broad, inclusive perspective has been a central part of his identity.